I'm Red Ken, lead singer and rubbish guitarist in the band Ferocious Dog.
I'm Dan and I play violin.
I'm Ken, I'm John and I play all the stuff, banjos and that.
Is that surname, full name? What the others done? I don't know how formal it's supposed to be, you see. I'm Alex and I'm the drummer.
My name's Phil Wilbraham, and I'm within the band. I'm producing this album, engineering and mixing it, and I've co-written some of the songs as well, which is a huge honour.
My name's Les, I play guitar and do backing vocals in Ferocious Dog.
I'm Darren and I am the roadie and guitar tech for Ferocious Dog.
Favourite band? And now this could be, it's hard when you say favourite band of all time, because if you ask a genre of music, I'd say that band, or that band, or that band for that. But if I had one to pick, I had to, lots and lots of amazing bands that really had significance on me growing up. I would say at the moment, Rancid are my favourite band.
Big question. I would say, depends what genre entirely. Reggae is my favourite, and I love a lot of the modern stuff, as well as the classics like Bob Marley and Toots and the Maytals, that sort of thing.
My favourite band / artist changes constantly. I'm one of those people who just has sort of quite a varied taste in music. I'm a massive metalhead, but I also sort of grew up with Simon and Garfunkel, Bruce Springsteen. I love pop and cheesy classics, 80s. I also grew up listening to Lovin' in the Land as well with my older brother. So I'm tied into that kind of side of things as well, which has lent its, helped out quite a lot with basically living with Ferocious Dog.
Actually, my favourite band is AC/DC, just because I kind of saw them in their really early days. I saw them I'm quite old, I saw them in 1977 at a small pub playing to about 200 people, and that gig just really caught my imagination, and there was something about the energy that they had then, and they still do have it.
I think it depends what mood you're in.
I think that's a good point.
If you're feeling hateful, which never happens, I don't know really, I like punk, probably not as much as some people, but then I like Oreo Speedwagon.
I like rap, Dr. Dre.
Actually, you can take Oreo Speedwagon out. I do like them, but I wouldn't say they're one of my favourite
Who are they?
genres, exactly. I used to like Shakin' Stevens when I was young, but I don't like him anymore either. So I don't know, I like Planksty. You don't know who that is, do you? No.
I like country music, so my favourite band is Blackberry Smoke.
Daniel put it on Facebook that we're going to go straight into the recording studio and make another album straight away after the Red album. My face was a picture when I said, what? We just released the Red album and we're going straight back into the studio to record our 4th studio album. Thank you, Dan. My role within this album, writing songs and trying to sing. No guitar.
I did all the drums for it, as you'd expect. We did quite a few sessions where we were in the live room together, writing, arranging the songs together. So I've not done anything lyrically, but I've done my area of expertise, if you will.
What message am I trying to get across on this album? I really don't think that this album is set out to have one message. Like some albums have themes. This has just been a collective of jam sessions, jam songs, and written songs on thoughts that I've collected over the years and wanted to write songs for things to get off my chest. So it's not one theme.
I don't think you go into it with that, to be fair. I think like a lot of it can start, for me a lot of it starts musically. I'm not a lyricist, I write awful lyrics. Like all about lost love and loneliness. But if I think you come out with you bang a few chords out, come out with a tune, and then the song develops from there. And everyone's a lot of people have written lyrics, but Ken and Dan have written a lot of them. And they're very different. Les has done his own thing. Les has written a song, pretty much from scratch. And it's very collaborative. But I can't rhyme words together.
Cat.
Matt. Hey! Shat.
I'll drink to that.
When the band first heard my song, I thought they were a little bit surprised because it's got a ska beat to it. So I don't think they were expecting that from me. But I think they like it. When we were practicing before we actually started recording the album, we jammed it out a bit and changed a few bits. As we went along, we changed a few bits. The music of the song was written when we went in. I didn't write all of the lyrics at that point. I'd only had half the lyrics. I had the idea for the song, but I didn't have all the lyrics. And I literally finished the lyrics the day that I recorded the vocal on it.
Personally, for this album, was trying to take it in a slight different direction musically, not like worlds away from Ferocious Dog, but maybe add a few different elements into it. A bit more variety as a collection of songs than maybe some of the previous or the last album that I worked on with them as well. So I was conscious of that in the writing process and also in the production and mixing and all that kind of stuff as well.
I took a little inspiration from the previous Ferocious Dog albums, from Red, From Without, and the self-titled album, being that I wanted it to sound like Ferocious Dog with that same sort of drum style, but also put my own twist on it, like I think I did with the previous album. So, in an attempt to make it sound like Ferocious Dog, but different to anything we've done beforehand.
How do I get my head to stick up? Having a loving wife who's very, very tolerant, and lots of got to be glued hairspray and an hairdryer.
I think Kenny's hair is more hairspray than there actually is hair, and I've seen him having a go in the dressing room when Karen's holding each spike for half an hour, sticking it up like that with hairdryer and everything. So it's quite a process. A lot more effort than it takes to do my hair before a gig.
To get Ken's hair to stick up, I can't say.
You ever seen that film, Something About Mary? Yeah. You didn't use mine, by the way, not mine.
Baby Alex is always smiling. Poor pigs.
And he's always walking funny, isn't he?
He is,
that,
yeah. With a little stain.
It's an hard one. That is so hard. It's like, which is your best child? They're all different. They're all so different. So I could pick one because of that, and another one because of that, and another one because of that. I'd like to say Cover Me, a song written by Nick Burbridge for Ferocious Dog, about Ferocious Dog. Everything that ticks the boxes for Ferocious Dog, really.
My favourite song is Ken's song, White Feather. Most people don't say that, but I think it's a really brilliant little pop song. I'm a pop fan mainly. I'm not really a folk fan, which is weird being in Ferocious Dog. I like really nice little pop with nice little pop melodies, and I think that was really perfect. I think that would be really an ace song to be on the radio. It's nice.
What is my favourite song on this album and why? Probably a couple of different songs, because as I've probably already mentioned, this album I feel is quite a variety of sort of styles of songs. So there's a few different ones. There's sort of your standard Ferocious Dog songs that are sort of rippers, straight in with a riff, and so for that I'd go Fake News because the riff on that's pretty cool, and we brought Johnny in on the accordion for that. I love Ned Ludd on there as well, the bluegrassy kind of song. Just it's got a great vibe to it and a great feel. And what else is there? There's Groovy Stuff, as it's called at the minute, which is this country vibe on, which is kind of sort of came out of nowhere. So that's I really like that, how that sort of each step when we've added something into it has taken the song to a new place. And yeah, I'm really a big fan of the chorus on that. That's pretty amazing. Yeah, I love all this. The Nick and Jeremy song, Nick Burbridge and Jeremy Cunningham songs are both firm favourites as well. Some great riffs in both of those, and the choruses are amazing lyrically. Obviously, because they've been written by different people, adds a bit of variety into the mix as well. So yeah, they're great.
My favourite song, I've got quite a few actually, and every time I listen to each song, that becomes my favourite, if you know what I mean. I quite like the... Oh no, we haven't named it yet.
Which one?
I like Tracer's Gate, actually.
Tracer's Gate, yeah.
It's got a good,
Yeah,
really
yeah.
good intro. I like... Dan did one called for Lacey Lee, which is stunning, I have to say. They're all very different. I think this album's going to be very different to the last one, personally. I think it's been quite a collaborative process in a lot of ways, from the writing up. So yeah, be different. Interesting live.
Glad you're talking.
I don't know what to say. Well, this is a 12-hour session stint, so from 10 o'clock till 10 o'clock tonight. When it gets towards the end of recording an album, we have to get everybody here to really make sure that we tie all the knots and finish things off and make sure that everything sounds right when everybody's here, so we can spend some time at it rather than rush it. If you're focused and you know what your vocals are and how we're going to attack a certain song and the way that I'm going to sing it, soft or hard or harsh or to the point, I think if you're loaded before you get into the studio, it's no problem whether it's a long session or a short session. The good thing with a long session is if something's not quite right, you've got time to say, right, I'm going to go and sit back down, get my guitar out. I don't quite like the way that that's sitting, so we can just change it. And with a long session, you can do that, no problem.
Most of the sessions for the album have been sort of 10 a.m. till 6 p.m. sessions. We've done a few 12-hour sessions. Nothing on the last album we were working through the night, but we've thankfully not done this on this album. So yeah, 8-hour blocks. A couple of different members dropping in throughout the day, just sort of switching instruments around and recording different parts throughout the day. When we first started working on the album, I think we were all together doing a lot longer sessions because we were working on the writing. So at that point it was quite exciting when seeing the songs come together, having everybody in the room sort of bouncing ideas around and that kind of stuff. So yeah, those longer sessions were quite good. Since then, when we've been sort of tracking the album, the sessions haven't been so long. Because if we're doing like Ken's vocal, an 8-hour session for a vocal can be quite wearing on the voice if we're just doing take after take. So we've sort of done them in shorter blocks with rests and sort of switching other instruments in whilst Ken has a bit of a rest on the voice.
I finished the drums a while back. Drums always go first on an album, so I did the drums to a click track and then they kind of layer it from there, so bass, guitar, violins and anything else on top of that. So I was first in, first out. Long's always best for drummers because you can set up in the morning and that's always a few hours worth, and then you get sampled, get everything sounding nice, and then start recording. So it's a long process doing the drums. It's much better to have a long day.
Fan interaction is massive. They've got a massive group of fans, big group of fans, and I've started to get to know some of them. They're all lovely people, and I think that's what makes it as well.
Fan interaction is massive in this band. One of the things I look forward to about gigging is seeing all the familiar, friendly faces, and we'll go like Dogfest when we did. Well, every time we do Dogfest, it's like you just walk in the building and that's immediately all these people that you know and love and go around giving like 200 hugs, and yeah, it's a friendly, happy environment.
I mix quite a few different bands in different venues and different tours and festivals and everything, as well as Ferocious Dog. And one thing that I do take away from the Ferocious Dog gigs is that the band have a lot of fun when they're playing, which when you're doing the same thing week in, week out, makes a big difference, I think. Them having that enjoyment, but then also I'm out in the crowd, and when the crowd are going crazy from start to finish, it makes what could become sort of mundane and repetitive, it makes that environment amazing to be in. Like day after day, week after week, and month and year on end, it's still enjoyable and it's still amazing to be around. So, and that's with the band and the crowd. So that's the crowd interaction for me, is them going crazy and loving it and having a laugh and looking after each other. And you know, just over the years, got to know quite a few of them, and it's always nice to have a good chat and say hello and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, it's amazing.
It's massive for Ferocious Dog, absolutely massive. We've just done 3 dates with the Wild Arts, supporting the Wild Arts, London, Birmingham and Glasgow, and they weren't our crowd. There were some hellhounds there, just a small number of the hellhounds there that came to watch us at each show, and really, so then you're playing to an hostile crowd that's never seen Ferocious Dog before, so you know you're up against it when they don't know the songs, they can't sing along, they don't know what's coming next. But the small amount of hellhounds that were there, really, there might have been 100,000 hellhounds there, because they were brilliant. They went for it straight, you know, straight away. You know, they didn't care if they were minority. They were at the front, singing and jumping around like they would at any Ferocious Dog gig. So they are like the 7th member of the band. Really. Favourite fan interaction stories? Yes. I think the best one has got to be over the years is when Dean Salt gets up on the shoulders for Freeborn John, and just to hear the crowd when he gets up go absolutely wild. That gets a better cheer than Ferocious Dog actually when he gets up and does that, and it's part of that song. I mean, sometimes we have issues with the security because they don't like people getting up on shoulders and surfboards and things like that, and so we have to, like, sometimes we've had to refuse to play unless they let them do it and things like that. So yeah, that is kind of a ritual with Freeborn John.
One of the funniest was at the Black Market just recently, that one of the guys, a lot of people know him, I think his name's Chuck or Chung.
We've got a friend who does a lot of very loud tap dancing, clog dancing on stage, usually out of time to the music on corrugated iron.
Sorry, Chunky.
But we love him to bits.
It's normally because he's drunk, though.
He is drunk.
He's got an excuse.
He got on the stage dancing with his clogs on, and he was really sweaty, and at one point we thought he was going to fall into that drunk kit, so I went to try and grab him to move him away, and it was like he was coated in baby oil. I just stood no chance. It was, well, we'll leave him to it now.
John Lind got me very drunk on vodka, and I did a stage invasion to the band that we were supporting at the time and danced with them. It was the real Mackenzies we were playing with, and they were quite upset.
Anything to say to the people who are going to be watching? We don't have fans, we have family. Here's one for you. Hey up. We've got the best fan base in the world, the family, the Hellhounds. They are just absolutely amazing, and we really do appreciate everyone. I think you're the best. So, see you down the front.
Did you have to press something?
No.
Hello. So it said press something.
Hello. We can hear us. 1, 2. Yes, we are. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, we are. Hello. Hello. Thank you very much. That's Ken. I'm the violin player. You ready? Oh, bless.
It's good job. It's good job. It's a pre-rec.
That's right. Yeah. It's the song was co-written with a good friend around from the Levellers. Well, where I live in the heart of Sherwood Forest, and they're doing a lot of fracking there, and Sherwood Forest, and there's a lot of campaigns against fracking and what they're doing. And well, I'm no specialist, but since they did start working at the Preston Road North, that they have had really bad earthquakes and tremors up there, so they had to stop the government bulldozing the way through these things. So it's nice for us, for Jeremy and Ferocious Dog, to highlight these problems that we're doing to the earth. I think we ought to step back a bit and have a look at the problems that could be caused, which the same are being caused like in America. You know, these have already got these problems, but they're bulldozing ahead in this country. We're in a position, you know, in humanity where we can look after the earth rather than still keep killing it. You know, so I think it's one of them big issues that needs, you know, bringing up, you know, all over the world really, not just people like us with music. And that's another thing about like the fake news and propaganda. You know, the papers and the media, the news, they don't really come out and attack somebody, you know, like Theresa May, who's really not doing a good job of it, but they're on her side for some reason, you know, because obviously somebody's got some profit to make out of it, but I don't think it's the working class people of this country really. But you know, we'll see what happens, because it's all new areas for for the people of the UK, because we've never been here before, so we can't really do much about it because the cast was vote and that's it.
I think mental health's always been a bit taboo. I worked in mental health with the NHS for 15 years, and I have noticed that people are talking more. I've noticed in my little girl's nursery, they've even got posters up talking about mental health, and this is aimed at like 3 and 4 year olds. So I think it is becoming a better topic to talk about and easier to talk about, but I think it still needs to be talked about more. Well, my brother Lee, he had PTSD and committed suicide nearly 7 years ago. So yeah, we kind of get how important mental health issues are and how they need to be talked about, and talking about them educates people as to what they are. And sometimes people have mental health issues and don't even know, so they won't think to go to a doctor. Whereas if people talked about mental health issues more, then if people did get mentally ill, then they'd have more of an idea of what's going on in their life.
Yeah, I think like with PTSD, it's proven now that it can be treated, you know, and I think we're going to have a tidal wave off the back of Iraq and Afghanistan, and you know, veterans coming back from there. Usually when they do start talking about these things, it's too late, you know, and usually it's like right at the end of the line when if they do ask for help in you know, and it's horrible that it's a taboo, and I think there's more that can be done through the MOD. All across the UK, it is rife, the amount of people nowadays living on the streets and dying on the streets. Take care.
Bye-bye.
That's it. And there we have it. Wow, that's some politics,
Happy
wasn't it?
days, wasn't it? People playing at BBC London, yeah. Where's this coming from?
Are you good?
Where's this coming from?
I'm playing it.
Playing live on radio now.
There, Ferocious Dog, and they're all here. Hi, guys.
Hi, Joe. Right, Joe.
That is an exclusive first radio play ever of Traitors Gate. Tell us about it.
Go on then.
No, go on. It's your song.
They're so used.
But this is a song that I've always wanted to write, mainly about politics and Crown and people, about Traitors Gate, seeing it as a young boy when I came down to London with my father, and you know, just standing there at Traitors Gate and saying, well, what's this all about then? And people sailed in through Traitors Gate and met a sticky end. So it was always one of them that Ferocious Dog I wanted to write a song about.
I love that track. I absolutely love it. And all of you coming in and me blaring it out of the speakers, it sounds good, doesn't it, on the radio?
It sounds brilliant.
Let's hope that your live track will sound good, because you're trusting me to get all these mics right.
Yes.
I haven't even introduced you properly. Ken Bonsall, Dan Booth, Les Carter, they are Ferocious Dog. And Ken, I'm loath to keep going back over history, but the reason we did meet you was originally when you came in to talk about losing your son Lee.
Yeah.
And Lee took his own life, and then you and your wife Karen started volunteering at soup kitchens, and you discovered how many of the homeless people you were actually helping, and a lot of them were ex-army, just like Lee, and that's really how you got involved and how Ferocious Dog happened. Am I right in saying that?
Yeah, in Lee naming the band in the first place, and my son Daniel, you know, I think it just brought us closer together, and we put all his energy into the band, more so with Dan saying that because Lee named the band, that is, we're going to see how far we can get the band, and we're still an unsigned band. We've said that we'll
Yeah, I kind of
stay
took it over
unsigned.
and managed it in the name of Lee, basically, because
You've taken it over?
I did. Yeah, when Lee died, I needed something to channel my energy into.
We'd have lots of unsigned bands, and then they'd be signed, and they'd come in with a whole entourage.
Yeah.
And then they'd signed away their independence, basically.
Yeah.
Not all of them.
No.
But I think if you can keep control,
You've got to be
especially
clever.
with social media, you can
Yeah.
actually do a lot of it
I
yourself.
think we've been pioneers through Ferocious Dog of how, I mean, people have even said that Ferocious Dog are probably the biggest unsigned band in the country, which I'm not sure, but you know, people have said that, you know, rather that to us, and I'd go with that for how far Ferocious Dog have gone, you know. But
what difference would it make if you were signed? What happens? Better PR? Is that what happens?
I think with Ferocious Dog, we're part of the music industry, but we're on the fringes. I think with the worst nightmare for the music industry, because we're not signed, we're not part of the music industry, but obviously the size of Ferocious Dog and the pull that Ferocious Dog have got, we are part of the music industry, but independent ourselves. We're not signed to anybody to put money into to make a profit out of Ferocious Dog. And we're always looking for ways to get Ferocious Dog bigger. We want to be the biggest band in the world. We want to tour America, we want to tour the world. That's what you aim for when you get into music, but it's doing it at our say-so. And if we can find people to work with, then yes, we'll do the right deals, but it's got to work for Ferocious Dog and the politics of what Ferocious Dog is all about, not just signing away everything.
Ken, I was saying last week, you know, you go like hippies would go to India and say it blows your mind seeing all this poverty and homeless, and now it's happening.
Yeah.
You just step out of here, and every doorway, in the sunshine, you'll just see abandoned duvets, and then come 5 o'clock, there'll be people under them.
And tents
Everywhere.
in parks and
Yeah.
where homeless people
It's
sleeping
just,
off.
it's rapid how it's happened, isn't it? So I love the fact you lot do something about it, not just talk about it, you do something about it. What are you going to play for us today?
It's the title track from the Fake News and Propaganda album, so this one's Fake News. So
Here we go.
it's quite a new
Fake
song
news.
for us.
Ferocious
Hope
Dog.
we get it right.
Read all about it, headlines and fake news, contrasting stories and all the different views. Who to believe, who to blame is right or wrong. Control the media, they've been lying for so long. Manipulation, invented another tale. Disinformation upon a global scale. Why do they want to rule the world? While the truth is not for sale. News Corporation, Fox News, Sky B, take control of you and me, and it's just another tragedy, yeah. Read all about it, what have they got to lose? Don't believe the rhetoric the rhetoric and don't believe fake news. Why do they want to rule the world? Truth of course save. News corporation and fast food big Skype. They take control of you and me.
Can you hear my producer clapping? I mean, we got sound at both of them and Capri clapping. If you want the album Fake News and Propaganda, it's out in 3 days' time. We played
3 weeks.
3 weeks
Sorry,
time.
Jen.
3 weeks time. We played the single, which you can download from your website. Can you?
No, it's
that's just for
an
me.
exclusive, just for you.
So that
Joe.
hopefully that is going to be my track of the week next time, which I think is next week is my track of the week.
Hey.
Guys,
forward
thank
to
you
that.
so much.
Thank you so much.
And are you
Jen.
going to go and enjoy a bread roll now? Jerry says in Streatham, one word, brilliant.
Oh,
There
thank
go.
you very much, Jerry. Cheers.
She just loves her music more than anything
Oh,
else.
thank you.
And she just went there good.
Oh,
Oh,
it's
you
quite
are
hard.
really, really good.
Yeah,
Thank
funny.
you.
It's
Can we
always
do
there.
a picture outside?
Yeah,
Can we
yeah.
have a picture, please?
Defo. You got
she's got
to.
so many fans.
So I've just nicked Dario's camera. Had a couple of beers. We've just done BBC Radio London. Went really well. We're just waiting for the rest of the lads to come back and drink some more beer. Happy days. What did you think to BBC Radio London? I agree.
You didn't expect that now, did you, son?
How many you had? How many beers?
Hey. I love you. Hey, I love you. The rain. Yeah, the jobs don't know it.
Stay to the job done, yeah, take lump. I've nicked Dario's camera. You don't even know.
When in London, nick out you can see. It costs
Take that on. Take it all. I'm having that. Boosh.
Phone? Is that Dario's phone? Boosh.
Shall we say, Acts chapter 16. Believe on the Lord Jesus Christ